Ferguson. Got it!
Patrick Netherton.
13-yard touchdown. Demons are back in it.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Your home for LSU sports, a Town Square Media station.
What's up? Oh, wow. I can't barely hear myself. I was real quiet. You turn me up just a little bit? That's weird. And okay, now it sounds fine. That was weird.
Is it too loud now?
No, it's fine now. That was weird. And good afternoon. I guess it wouldn't be our show if it started off just, normal, I guess. And good afternoon. It's the Patrick Netherton Show right here at 1130 The Tiger. What's up, everybody? Hey, how you doing? How's your mom and them? We are here. We're hanging out. Just Rogers getting ready. It's our last afternoon show of the week. I'll be back in the morning time. The last 2 hours of old Timothy Fletcher's show tomorrow. You've got Lord Hester from 6 to 8, and then little old me from 8 to 10. Rogers, when do you think me being described as little old was last appropriate? I don't think it was any time recently, that's for sure. All right, we're hanging out. We got things going on. Got NFL training camps. We got college football camps opening up. We got high school jamborees. Where's everybody going to play? Nobody knows. We're just here for your fun and frivolity. It's what we do in the afternoons. From 3 to 5. I guess, Rogers, am I allowed to be fun and frivolous in the morning? Do I have to be more serious then from 8 to 10? I gotta tone it down, sir. That's serious morning radio. Not to be confused with Sirius XM radio, which is totally different. And remember, don't listen to Sirius XM. You listen to the Tiger, the app or whatever. Been kind of a weird day, Rogers. Had to take the mom to her neurology appointment, and that took up a lot of my morning. And then I had we had broadcast, had a little broadcast issues, getting ready, little Zoom for Northwestern State broadcasts, getting ready for that. It's here before you know it. Start off with a soccer match and then a volleyball match. That's the one against UCLA, when UCLA is coming to Natchitoches to face the Lady Demons. So we got that going on, and whatever else may be on your mind, we'd love to hear it. And by the way, not for nothing, but we're on the lookout for if anybody's got a window AC unit, we're looking out for one. So if you know anyone that's got one, or you have one, you don't use it, old one, whatever, let me know. Text me, because we're on the lookout for a window AC unit. Buddy has dealing with some AC unit issues, and so we're trying to find one. So if you should know of anyone or have one, maybe an old one you're not using, whatever, let me know. Give me a text. We're trying to help out as best we can. GeekCon is right around the corner. Starts in just a couple of days now. We had another cancellation happen for GeekCon. If you didn't see, John Barrowman from Doctor Who is not going to be able to make it. Mom is ill, and he wants to be by her side, which we certainly understand. So filling in for John Barrowman is another member of the Arrowverse, if you will. He is a guy named Colton Haynes. Colton Haynes, who, Rogers, very teen heartthrob looking. Colton Haynes seems very teen heartthrob. He was was with John Barrowman in Arrow. If you remember the show Arrow, Colton Haynes played Roy Harper, also known as Arsenal, which was based on Red Arrow, the DC Comics character. He also was in Teen Wolf, the TV show, not the movie. Then he was also in the Teen Wolf movie, the remake, not the original with Michael J. Fox. He was in the Teen Wolf remake movie. He's also been in American Horror Story. He's been in Scream Queens, The Gates, The Grinder, Dollface, and he's apparently been in a lot of music videos as well, which is interesting, kind of intriguing. So there you go. Colton Haynes will be filling in basically for John Barrowman, who had to drop out because of illness with his mom. Again, we certainly understand that. And we mentioned yesterday that we would not have Bob Lilly. Bob Lilly, illness in the family, and was not going to be able to attend. So unfortunate there to not be able to get Bob Lilly and his gold jacket. But yeah, and they're still working. There might be a late late fill-in for Bob Lilly. I don't know. I know they're kind of opening some channels and seeing if something may pop out. So we shall see. But as of now, no Bob Lilly, no John Barrowman. And this is what happens this time of year is, you book your guest, you get everything lined up, and then something happens. And a guest, cancels. We had that with Natasha Henstridge, who had a death in the family. That was 2 years ago, last year. I don't remember. We had Natasha Henstridge, who had to drop out. Christopher McDonald, Shooter McGavin. He also had to drop out. He ended up being, it was actually filming Secret Wars, the Marvel TV show that was on Disney Plus. So that starred Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury. So Christopher McDonald was filming that and was unable to come. Rogers, I'll say this, in the realm of guests that have canceled that I would like to have seen, Christopher McDonald and Natasha Henstridge were certainly high on the list. I really wanted to meet Christopher McDonald. I mean, he's Shooter McGavin, for goodness sakes, I mean, that's, in my opinion, the greatest movie villain with Jenny from Forrest Gump and Grandpa Joe. Like, those are the three that are on the list for greatest movie villains of all time. And keep in mind that the ones that are not portrayed as just, over-the-top, ridiculous villains. Jenny from Forrest Gump, Grandpa Joe, Shooter McGavin. In my estimation, probably Grandpa Joe won, as you all know, if you've listened to the show. Jenny is number 2, and Shooter is number 3. Although if you wanted me to put Shooter number 2 and Jenny number 3, I would have no problem with that. But they're all playing second place to Grandpa Joe. Literally laid in bed for 20 years while his poor kids worked themselves to death to try to provide. And poor Charlie had to sleep under a hole in the roof while they just laid up in bed. And then as soon as Charlie comes in with a golden ticket, all of a sudden he's Fred frickin' Astaire. Nah. Villain. Bad dude. And then, of course, Jenny from Forrest Gump and Shooter McGavin. Shooter was, of the three of them, Shooter was the most, villainous. Like, pure villain. Jenny they try to portray Jenny as a sympathetic character, but she's not. Ran off, didn't come back till Forrest had money. May or may not be his kid. We don't know. Probably gave him AIDS. Not the kid, Forrest. Maybe gave the kid AIDS. I don't know. I don't know what the timeline was. Was that Haley Joel Osment that played the kid?
I think so.
Was it? I can't remember who played the young Forrest. Yeah, the kid.
He played his son that Jenny had.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Oh, I thought you meant who played Forrest as a kid.
No, who played Forrest's son?
Yes.
Yeah, Haley Joel Osment.
I thought you meant when he was
No, not him as a child.
Yeah.
No, they.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, And by the way, have you heard the story? I watched the Forrest Gump documentary on Disney Plus, and it was interesting. Have you heard how Tom Hanks got the accent? He actually got the accent from the kid who played him as a child. He said this kid comes in, the kid's not putting on an accent. That's just how the kid talks. And he said, I'm sitting here studying and listening to this kid talk. He goes, and I realized that's Forrest's accent. So he basically based Forrest's entire accent on the kid that was playing young Forrest. Jeff said, yes, it was Haley Joel Osment. I know Jeff's impeccable. That man is, his movie credentials are impeccable. But yeah, the kid that played young Forrest was not an actor. He was just, just kind of there, and they liked him and liked the look and how he sounded and everything. And so Tom Hanks basically adopted this kid's accent, and that's what became Forrest Gump's accent. Go In says, Jenny from Forrest Gump, a villain? Oh, Go In. Yes. Ran out on Forrest. Didn't show back up until he had money. Dropped a kid on him. Probably gave him AIDS. Kid may or may not have had it. I don't know what the transmission birthing for, back in the 80s was. Basically just toyed with Forrest's emotions over and over and over again. She was one of the worst movie villains of all time. Again, all of them playing second place to our boy right up here, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, Grandpa Joe. What does he hold? Is he holding the golden ticket, Rogers, or is he holding the fizzy lifting drink?
Fizzy lifting.
Is that what he's holding? I can't see his other hand. Yeah, Grandpa Joe, biggest movie villain in history. Like, again, not the Jason and Michael Myers. Those are overt villains. I'm talking about guys that you maybe think have redeemable qualities. I mean, you look at Shooter, right? Shooter doesn't appear in the beginning of the film to be an overt villain. He's just, he's a little smarmy, and you kind of get that, could you get me a Pepsi or whatever it was to Virginia Venet. He was just kind of a little bit of a jackass. But then Happy shows up, and suddenly he's buying Happy's mom's house. I'm going to burn it down and piss on the ashes, all that. Come on. That guy's villainous. I still love Ben Stiller being uncredited in that. It's so good. Go In says, oh, okay. Yeah, Jenny was 100% a villain. Kept toying with Forrest, kept coming back to him and then leaving, out with a bunch of other dudes, never stayed with him. And then suddenly when he's got money, here comes Forrest to, here comes Jenny back to Forrest when he's got cash, and drops a kid on him that, again, may or may not be his. We don't know. We know she was promiscuous. So I would say the chances are better that it's not Forrest's kid. And yet she tells him he is, and she just drops him on his doorstep and basically just leaves him to care for the kid. Yeah, Jenny's a bihash of the highest degree. No doubt about that. Again, all second place to Grandpa Joe. Also, I love that Double J sent us the Grandpa Joe Pop Funko. Hilarious that there is one of those. Yeah. Also, Rogers, not entirely sure why the Grandpa Joe Funko is upright. Shouldn't he be in bed? Since that's where he spent most of his time? Also, can we get a doctor? Did they have doctors and someone diagnosed him with something that he had to stay in bed for? And why are all four grandparents hanging? What kind of weird, don't make me say it, Rogers. What kind of weird octogenarian sex cult was going on when you got four people hanging out in a bed together? That's just, and it wasn't in the middle of the living room, too. I mean, the whole house was kind of the living room. Awful. terrible. Oh, Grandpa Joe. And now I'm in a bad mood, Rogers. I talk about Grandpa Joe and his... Why do they have him standing? I don't know. Should just have him lying down. It's what he did best. Almost cost Charlie the chocolate factory by making him drink the fizzy lifting drink. Not only did he almost cost him the chocolate factory, he almost cost him his life. They almost went and hit that fan up there and decapitated the poor kid.
I will be decapitated.
Yeah. I mean, not only did he almost lose him the factory, he almost lost him his life. Grandpa Joe. The worst. All right, it's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger. This is not the worst, Rogers. This is the best. The Patrick Netherton Show on 1130 The Tiger. You can also reach us at 103.3 FM. Both of those good ways to tune in. You can call us, if you would like to call us, at 318-320-1130. That's 318-320-1130. Hello. You can also text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 318-657-0-HAM. That's 318-657-0426, also known as the
Bobby L. Green Plumbing
text line. Find us there. We're available on YouTube if you'd like to watch us on YouTube. It's a good way to tune in. Yeah, you can see the Alan Parsons Project cam, the eye in the sky looking down upon us. Always showing the really neat, uncluttered room that is the studios here at KWKH. So find us on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com/@Netherton Show. That's youtube.com/@Netherton Show. If you would like to find us, we're again looking for subscribers. We are trying to get to 500 subscribers by the end of football season. And let's see where we're at, Rogers. Right now, we are at my channel 218. So there you go. Maybe get to 250 by the next couple weeks. Maybe 250 by the start of football season. Maybe we can double it by the end of football season. So if you are so inclined, please feel free to give us a subscription. Again, it's free. There's nothing, no cost to it. Just subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Netherton Show. Don't forget the little @ symbol, youtube.com/the @ symbol and Netherton Show. That'll take you directly to our page. You can watch our live videos, which we're live right now, of course. You can also comment on the YouTube channel if you like. And you can find us there, subscribe. All the videos that we post are on there. And we're good to go at that point. So bring it. Love to have you. And, during football season, Rogers and I may do a little extra content. Maybe do a little, do some videos, maybe just some YouTube live that, isn't on the radio. Do something like that. We'll try to add some content to it while we're there.
That looks hot.
It does look hot.
Oh.
By the way, I love the old Warhawk colors coming back. It's so good.
Oh,
they were interviewing a guy who was in front of the gray on gray, not a fan.
I'm not either.
But the old red with the yellow pants, count me in, man. That's a classic looking uni. Yeah, just a great looking uni. So I am 100% down with that. Looks really nice. Speaking of, we're supposed to have Terry Bowden on at some point. I don't know when, but we're supposed to have him. No, not today. No, Rogers. We don't have anybody today. It is Warhawk Wednesday, but not for us. We don't get sponsors, Rog. So even when we give sponsors, we don't get sponsors. So, yeah, we got a lot going on. So hopefully, in the next couple of weeks, we'll get everyone lined up. Heard back from McNeese, heard back from Nichols, heard back from ULM. Have not heard anything from Grambling or Southern. Haven't heard anything from ULL, and have heard from LSU. And the word from LSU is we're efforting it. Don't know if that means it'll happen, but hey, all we can do is ask and see if it happens. Brian Kelly doesn't do a ton of local interviews. Most of his stuff is either the national shows, satellite, that kind of thing, or he's doing his press conferences. He doesn't really do a ton of local stuff. So we're hoping they'll give us a chance to get him on and chat a little bit about LSU. So we're working on it. All right. So again, youtube.com/@Netherton Show. You can also find us on Twitter @Netherton Show. Same thing. @PT Netherton and @HeyBoy Rogers. By the way, what are we up to these days on Twitter for you, Hambone, or X or whatever? You have a guess?
Been kind of backing off of it.
Well, you hadn't had internet for 2 or 3 weeks, so yeah, you hadn't. You can't even get on it. Though we do have internet back. So, Rogers, you're sitting at just under 1,300 followers at this point. Hambone reposted Paul Daniel Freely and Peter John Criscuola. The rest is history. Good night. And it's a picture of those two. So, Ace Freely, not his real name, huh? No, Paul Daniel. Guess couldn't have Paul Stanley and Paul Freely.
No, and the fact I knew you were going to fall right into my kiss trap.
Oh, the trap. Oh, no. Was it a trap? I didn't realize it was a
Paul
trap.
Stanley's real name is Stanley Eisen.
Okay.
So he took Ace's
Really?
first name, Paul, because when Ace said, I'm going to go by Ace,
Okay.
so his name is really Stanley Eisen.
Okay.
EISON, something like that, or SEN.
BINGO, and
And
bingo.
Gene
What's his name, Mo?
His was just Gene Klein. But he went
Okay.
with Simmons for some reason. Peter Criscuola, he finally just said, that last name's a little long, so he legally changed it to Peter Chris.
So he legally changed it?
Yes, he did. And then Ace Frehley's name is Paul, but he was going to go by Ace, so that's when Paul said, well, I'm going to take that and be Paul. I'm going to use my first. It's kind of like Rogers and Hampton.
Sure.
He's going to use his first name last instead of his last name first, and then use somebody else's first name first. So there's like 2 first names. Paul and Stanley are 2 first names.
I'm very, very confused now.
Like I got 2 last names.
Right.
He has two first names.
very confused. Have no idea what's going on anymore. Yeah. So Paul Stanley, born Stanley Burt Eisen, is his actual name. Stanley Burt. His last name's not even Stanley. Wow. Stanley Burt Eisen is his name, like Rich Eisen. Interesting. Okay. Stanley Burt Eisen. You've got, wow. Gene Simmons' actual name is Chaim Witz. Yeah, his that's his Hebrew name.
I believe.
Yeah, it's his Hebrew name. He's born in Haifa, Israel. There you go. Dang, that's a Chaim Witz. That's a tough one. Yeah, you definitely don't want to go by that name. People don't know how to pronounce it.
And while he was deciding he was going to get into a musical career, do you know what he was doing for a career?
I don't.
He was an English teacher.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like 6th, 7th grade or something like that. But he was an English teacher. So he is a very smart dude. That's what lends into his
Favorite
business.
favorite part of a book for him, Rogers? The tongue. Hey, there's a lot of stuff on the walls in here.
We're having such a nice conversation.
Were we?
Yeah, we
okay.
were.
Paul Daniel Freely. He invented the persona of the spaceman or space ace. Wasn't there a cartoon character like Space Ace? I feel like there was either like a cartoon
there was
character,
a Space Ghost.
Right, there was
that
Space
was like
Ghost.
In the 80s
oh
or
yeah,
90s,
oh no,
yeah.
I was a fan of Space Ghost.
Okay.
I feel like Space Ace was it was a video game and a Japanese animated series. Whoa. Space Ace was a video game. I think I remember that game. It looked a lot like the old gosh, what was that game? Oh man, Dungeon Quest or whatever. The old arcade game. Rogers, you may remember that in Space Ace, you play the heroic ace who must stop the evil Commander Borf from taking over the Earth. You, of course, remember evil Commander Borf, Rogers. I know you're a big Commander Borf guy. So there you go. Space Ace, and then the other Space Ace was a Japanese animated series. Dragon Lair. Thank you, Jeff. Dragon Lair. That's the dungeon. What did I say? Dungeon something? It's Dragon Lair. Was that old video game? Okay, well, Rogers, maybe Ace Frehley got his name from the animated show Space Ace, because it came out in 1964. So maybe Ace Frehley was, that would have been his 12, 13, 14-year-old time. Maybe he just really enjoyed the animated series Space Ace and decided to become Space Ace. I don't know if oh, no, here you go. All right, Rogers. Now I have the answer to why he's named Ace. I knew Wikipedia would have it. He got the nickname Ace in high school from friends who said he was a real ace for his ability to get dates. So, Rogers, I guess that would make me what? The Joker? The two? The deuce? Like, what's the opposite of ace in a deck of cards? Because that's what I am, because I can't get a date to save my life. So I'm not an ace. But anyway, that's how Ace Frehley became Ace Frehley, because he was a real ace at getting dates. And then you have George Peter John Chris Scuola, who became Peter Chris. So there you go. All of the KISS info. I like that you said I fell into your KISS trap, too. Like, I didn't realize Rogers was setting traps for me. But apparently I fell into the KISS trap in this one. It happens sometimes. All right, so we told you about Twitter. We told you about YouTube, youtube.com/@Netherton Show. You can also find us, if you like, via the app. That's a good way to tune in. The app is go to, I say at, gosh, now I'm just stuck on saying at for everything. The app is, if you like, 11:30 The Tiger. Search for it on Google Play or your iTunes App Store, and you can listen to us in crystal clear HD audio. That is a terrific way to tune in if you are planning on tuning into the show. We highly recommend the app. It is very good, very clear. So definitely download the app if you're planning on being out of pocket, out of the area. Are we ready to introduce you, Rogers? I don't want to interrupt. I know you got a bunch of things going on right now, so Hambone got a lot happening. Little bits in town and AC on the fritz, all that kind of fun stuff. Trying not to die every night when we go to sleep. Yeah, that guy.
Hey, boy.
Hey, boy.
Hi, man.
Hello.
What's up, dude?
It's not much.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, if anyone has a line on some window units that you may have and don't use, or some old ones or whatever, holler at my boy Rogers, or holler at me, and I'll get the message to Rogers, because AC's out at the old house. It's not good when you have you have the Hampton Zoo. The Hampton Zoo, which also includes Hampton, by the way. It's not just the cats and the dogs and the ferrets and the hamsters. Would you ever have a ferret, Rogers?
No.
No?
No.
Or like any sort of rodent-type creature, gerbil,
I had
hamster?
a couple of gerbils or hamsters, and when they died, I was like, okay, I don't need this.
Not a long lifespan on those things.
And for an only child who gets attached to stuff, that was not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't last long.
I've seen people with ferrets, and they look adorable.
They do, but
I've also heard they stink.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard there's issues with ferrets, so like odor or whatever. I don't know. I've heard ferrets have odor issues. So do I, from time to time. Yeah, I've heard that about ferrets, but I've always thought they kind of look cool. They look like elongated, hamsters, basically. Like they're all crazy long, like a tiny furry dachshund. So interesting. But yeah, so Hambone's AC is on the fritz. It's gone, and of course, trying to replace an AC unit these days is that's a high 4, low 5 digit prospect. You got a comma in there, and it ain't, and the number to the left of the comma ain't a good one, or there might be 2 of them. So yeah, if anybody out there knows any got a old window unit or something you're not using, or has a good in on a good window unit, let me know. We would we'll pass that along to old Hambone. Try to keep him from dying of heat exhaustion at night when he's trying to sleep, because it's especially today was 90. Like it's 88 right now, according to my watch. Tomorrow and then on into the weekend, I saw 106, I think, on Saturday or Sunday. Yeah. So we got to get Hambone a. Got to try to see if we can get Hambone at least something to put in there, and get a window unit or something to help cool that house down. So if you got an in on a unit that maybe you're not using or whatever, or no one that's maybe a discount, whatever, holler. We would love to hear you. All right. So we got a whole mess of things we can discuss. We got all kind of various goings on in the world of sports. We got news, injury news. We got injury news from LSU. We got injury news from the NFC South. We had, hey, maybe we're going to have more expansion in Florida State and all that. So we'll talk about some of that. We got baseball going on. And then whatever else you got in your mind, man, we would love to hear from you. And again, if you have any leads on an AC unit, give us a holler, or a window unit, I should say, because it's.
I know they make portable ACs now.
Yeah, portable AC that you can put in, and yeah, you put the vent out the window, whatever. Yeah, you can move it around. So anybody got any ends on any of those that's not hey we got to replace the whole unit, because that's a $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 ask. So if you got any leads on any of that, please let us know. I'm gonna try to keep Hambone from dying overnight at the house with all the animals. So give us a shout. We'd love to hear from you. All right, we'll take a break. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger, 103.3 FM, off and running. Find us on YouTube, the app, Twitter. We have a Facebook page as well. All of that stuff going on. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger.
Bobby L. Green Plumbing has been in business for over 6 decades, 60 plus years. That's remarkable, since technology is always shifting and times change. Not only has Bobby L. Green Plumbing survived, they adapted to the modern marketplace, and they've thrived. Green Plumbing can spot trouble faster and repair it quicker using the latest technology. That eliminates your discomfort and saves you money. Bobby L. Green, the Green Team, the plumbing team you like best.
If you're looking for the finest in seafood, the finest in steaks, and a beautiful ambiance, you're looking for Two John's Steak and Seafood, 2151 Airline Drive in Bossier City. It is absolutely spectacular, from the New Orleans-style courtyard to the ambiance of the bar to the elegance of the dining room. The best steaks, the best seafood, one of the best wine lists in town, and don't forget Friday lunch, where you can have a beautiful ribeye burger, just the tastiest one in town. It's Two John's Steak and Seafood, and make sure you tell Big John we said hello.
At Rejuvame, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy, giving you the energy you need for all life's challenges. We can help get your day started. 1, 2, 1, 2. We can help with those long work days, and we can even make your nights longer. Rejuvame. Let us be your age-defying clinic. Restore me, refuel me, Rejuvame.
A Rottweiler named Whiskey, with hours to live, brought back to full health. A terrier named Snoopy, paralyzed in all 4 legs, who ran and played again within months. These dogs are known as Marty's Miracles. Dogs brought back to health by Dr. Marty Goldstein.
I've helped countless dogs thrive with one simple concept. Your dog needs a high-meat diet similar to what their ancestors ate in the wild.
Called the Miracle Worker by Forbes magazine, he's now created a premium dog food for you called Nature's Blend. It's the easiest way to support your dog's easy digestion, nourished skin, playful energy, and most importantly, their healthy, full life. For a limited time, save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get free premium dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/deal or text DEAL to 511-511. Text DEAL to 511-511.
I'm so confident your dog will love it. Your order is backed with a 90-day guarantee.
All pets are unique. Your pet's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey y'all, my name is Tiara, and a little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A Spicy Chicken Biscuit is that it has the perfect amount of spice to jumpstart my day. Whoever thought of it, thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Robert, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A Spicy Chicken Biscuit is the biscuit. It reminds me of my grandma's homemade biscuit. It's always buttery and savory. Then you add the spices, instant classic.
Order the Spicy Chicken Biscuit on the Chick-fil-A app today. Real Chick-fil-A guests paid for their testimonials.
So you're in the middle of a kitchen update, and you can't tell if that's a faucet stem or a flange. With the Home Depot app, doing doesn't miss a beat. It'll find what you need in a snap, and it'll show you how to find it in store with a tap. Or get it delivered free. For doing that doesn't stop, download the Home Depot app. It's made for doing.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
O'Reilly. Protect your engine with Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is designed for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $33.99, plus 2 times O Rewards points. Limits apply. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate me. RejuveMeMedical.com.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger.
Floating through the airwaves like smooth hickory smoke, Patrick Netherton.
I didn't know if you would like this or not.
I love sweet cherry pie. No, yeah, the video's not to be missed. Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30 The Tiger. Rogers and Patrick, that's us. Actually, can you turn my headphones down now a little bit? Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Rogers Forever Royal is checking on an AC unit for you, so he'll let us know in the next hour or two if he may have something. Appreciate that, Forever Royal. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Again, if anyone knows as a lead on an AC unit, window unit, or even one of those portable ones that you put in a room or whatever, Hambone is looking. A big AC unit finally went out, and obviously none of us have 10 grand lying around to buy a new AC unit. So there you go. Let's see. Cocky said, if UCLA brings the varsity cheerleaders to Natchitoches, I'm there. I don't think the varsity cheerleaders are going to be making the trip for the volleyball match in Natchitoches for UCLA. So sorry. Hate to burst your bubble there, Cocky. Speaking of Rogers, I am actually going to attempt, and I feel like I'll be successful, but I'm going to attempt to have the women's volleyball coach at UCLA on the show here in the next week or two. I feel like it makes sense. They're doing a little, when's the last time someone came to Natchitoches like that? Alfie Reft is the head coach of the UCLA women's volleyball program. He was the coach at San Diego, so this is his first season. Rogers, he also currently serves as a seasonal assistant coach for Karch Karai.
I knew
our boy.
I knew that was coming.
Our boy. So there you go. He was also an alternate for the U.S. men's Olympic team. He was an alternate for the team that won gold in Beijing in 2008. So that's awesome. So we're going to try to get Coach Reft on to talk about UCLA. Not to mention the fact that I'm going to have to talk to him about them coming to Natchitoches. They're playing 2 matches back-to-back at LSU. Friday, 4:30, Saturday at 3 against LSU. And then Rogers, they're just going to bebop on up to Natchitoches after that and play against Northwestern State. August the 20th. I thought it was the 29th. It's the 28th, apparently. Yes, Monday the 28th. That'll be the volleyball opener for Northwestern State. UCLA will already have had 3 games under their belt. Then they'll head to Long Beach to take on Indiana in Long Beach. Then they'll go, Rogers, tough times, Honolulu. Go to Hawaii to play Pepperdine Liberty in Hawaii. And by the way, Rogers, they will be playing in the same venue that I have called multiple games in, the Stan Sheriff Center. Really? Yeah, I called Northwestern State played twice against Hawaii. And I was there for both of them. Then they go play 2 at Oklahoma, then back home for the Pac-12 season. Then on to the Big Ten next year. Kind of weird. But yeah, we're going to try to get Coach on, talk a little bit about it. It's apparently for his first year. So we'll chat a little bit about being the new coach at UCLA, taking over and all of that. So it'll be should be fun. We're definitely gonna try. We're gonna try to make it happen. Our boy Karch Karai. That's Rogers. That's big friend of the show, Karch Karai.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Might even want to get him on and talk about his friend.
Maybe we'll get him on to talk about his assistant coach. He did have a quote in here. Said, congratulations to UCLA women's volleyball and Alfie Reft. I'm beyond ecstatic for him. He's so ready as a person and a coach to aim for the stars in Westwood. Our USA women's national team looks forward to continuing our collaboration with him through the end of this Olympic cycle while we cheer him on with the Bruins. Rogers, do you know where Karch Karai went to college? UCLA. So, there you go.
See the connection.
Makes sense. Legendary Bruin Karch Karai, as he is described in Alfie Ref's bio. So there you go. We're going to attempt to have him on. before they make the trek to LSU and then Natchitoches. So, hey, look, if you'd like to go watch a powerhouse volleyball team, August the 28th, take a lunch, Rogers. Take a long lunch. It's a 12:30 match. So take yourself a long lunch. Go on down to Natchitoches. Watch some volleyball. Hambone, you can come down if you want to. Okay. I mean, I'm probably bebopping reasonably early because that'll be the first volleyball match of the year. So got to get ready for that. But we had our broadcast meeting with for volleyball, softball, all of that stuff. All right, EH on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line, 318-657-0-HAM, 318-657-0426. EH said, best thing to get you out of that bad mood with Grandpa Joe is another dust up with Rogers. It's all the buzz. Is it all the buzz?
We got a bunch of texts.
Did you got a bunch of texts this morning? I need to hear about this, Rogers, because I didn't get to listen to any of the morning show this morning. So give me the rundown.
Yeah, text started coming in early to Fletcher's phone, and Adam was like, what? He was like, oh, man, yesterday, and one guy was like, man, it was so great how Rogers and Patrick could go at each other yesterday, and the next segment they were back buddies. He goes, man, that's why I tune into this show.
We actually had that guy
I think it's the best afternoon
us,
show there is. And Fletcher was like, what happened? And I told him, that's where I'm going to probably stop.
Okay.
Because you didn't get any favoritism from them.
Well, no, I know they don't like Anthony Richardson.
The Irsay thing was what it was.
Oh,
that Irsay's making the decision,
right.
and I said,
that's fine.
I said, Patrick went with this, the rookie coach, and nobody agreed
that's fine.
with you.
I don't have a problem with disagreements.
That's okay. At least I know some people are listening, and it carries over to the morning show.
That's great.
But apparently that was the buzz.
That's funny.
Thought you and I were really getting after it, man.
Yeah, you didn't notice off camera we fought each other. Out
yeah.
That's why
Because when I look
and let me tell you something. After Rogers got a couple licks in, that's why I've got a black knee. Where's my rim shot?
I'm sorry, I wasn't ready for that one.
But
no, because Adam, even when I told him, I said, yeah, man, it got so bad, I ended it with, man, you're a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
Adam almost fell
Did he
out
really?
of his
That's great.
chair.
That's
but
beautiful.
yeah, there were people like, it was great, but then the next segment, they were all buddies
Yeah,
again.
that's kind of how it works.
That's kind of how it works.
Yeah, see, that's the thing with Rogers and me. We can argue and disagree, and Rogers can get fiery about something, and I'll disagree with it, and then
because
after
it
that,
is
we're fine.
the New Orleans Bowl.
Right, the New Orleans Bowl. I've still got that clip on my phone, by the way. Just you saying it's the New Orleans Bowl still remains one of my favorite things of all time. Just Rogers yelling, "It's the New Orleans Bowl," when we got into it about whether or not a bowl. Like we're talking about. I was talking about my group. It was my group of 5 playoff suggestion, and Brando was against it, and Rogers was against it, and basically the thought process was a bowl game is reward enough for a season, and I'm like, you go 8-4, and you got no chance to win a championship. You're in the Meineke Car Care Bowl or whatever. You're in the New Orleans Bowl, and Rogers got pretty fired up and yelled, "It's the New Orleans Bowl" at me.
So we've got a little history with this little this little give and take that we do.
Yeah, it's not.
But I don't usually do it unless it's just something that really, really strikes me.
Well, and the funny
Patrick's
thing is,
very opinionated. It'll give you his opinion on everything.
Sure.
I don't usually, unless I'm asked, like, well, what do you think about the new Saints edition? What do you think of?
Right.
And that's kind of different. But it usually takes a subject that kind of gets into the old crawl. That like, no.
Really? Still got it. Judah sent it to me in 2017, and I've still got it. It's the New Orleans Bowl. I love it. That's the thing. Like,
that was the day I think I was kind of glad we were separated by glass.
Oh yeah. You were fiery that day.
Yeah, I think
you were fiery that day, and that was the day. That was the day actually I was hosting the show.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I was hosting the show, so we were really kind of having that back and forth. It wasn't Brando, because Brando would have stepped in and stopped that. We would be upstaging him at that point, Rogers. So he definitely would have.
That makes so much more sense. Why you and I went so long.
Yeah.
I had totally blanked on that he wasn't there.
Yeah, that's when I was guest hosting, and we were.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense now why you and I.
Because he wouldn't have allowed us to get
now that I think
upstage
about
that. Yeah.
A lot of time has passed since then, but now that I think about that, yeah.
Shankenstein said, I want to buy a burner phone just so I can text in as Grandpa Joe and spar with Professor Know-It-All. I mean, you can. The problem is the facts are irrefutable. He stayed in bed for 20 years. Charlie shows up with a golden ticket. All of a sudden, he cuts out and does a Gene Kelly tap dance routine. Then he's well enough to go on a trip and go through the whole chocolate factory. And then he almost gets Charlie killed to start with. Not to mention, almost loses him the chocolate factory, thanks to his antics with the fizzy lifting drink. Now, the only redeeming quality for Grandpa Joe is he did yell at Willy Wonka at the end and kind of snapped him out of his little funk that he was in. But it's one redeeming quality and 7 quadrillion irredeemable qualities for Grandpa Joe. Again, just the idea that you're lying in bed like you're an invalid for 20 years while your poor kid and in-law, daughter, son, I don't remember which one was his, Rogers. Was the daughter or the son his? I don't remember. Yeah.
The daughter.
Okay.
His mom was their child.
Okay. Yeah. So your daughter and her poor husband are breaking their backs trying to put a roof over your head, and they didn't even do that because they're poor. And you're not lifting a finger when all of a sudden the golden ticket shows up and you hop out of bed and do a dance routine and you've got all the stamina in the world. Why weren't you working at some point in time? Doing something to provide for your family instead of making your poor kid do it and her husband. Jeff said we had a ferret for about a year and they were mildly smelly, but our issue was that ours was aggressive and would nip at us all the time. We found a good, more patient home for her. They are cute and intelligent, though. Hey, that's me, Rogers. Cute and intelligent. That's what no
well,
one
you know
says
what? We're going to find a good home for you. Then.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. A good, more patient home for me? Yay. It's so nice, Rogers. I do appreciate you rehoming me. Double J said, so I was asking, because, Ace, he was an ace with the ladies because he could get dates. I said, well, what's the opposite of that? Like, am I the Joker because I can't get dates? Double J said, you're more like the instruction card they add to the deck, Mr. Know-It-All. Okay, I could live with that. I'll be the instruction card. Jamie G said, meanwhile, in Waikiki, rumor has it that Double J and Rusty, the friendly janitor, have merged together to form a food truck serving fall-off-the-bone ribs called the Pat Special, and also a side potato salad with onions. Oh, I will. Yeah, I will. Jamie G, I will not be showing up to that food truck.
Somebody who listens to this show
knows what you like. It will not be there. Ernie said, what I imagined when you said Rogers getting his licks in, and it's a cat licking its paws.
Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense, though.
318 said, I heard yesterday's show. I think Rogers Hampton needs, this is the first time this person's texted in, by the way. I heard yesterday's show. I think Rogers Hampton needs to tread lightly when it's talking about owners and Irsay, as the Texans owner is not much better. I appreciate the back and forth.
Oh, Texans owner's nothing like Irsay. Come on, man. He's not even the craziest owner in Texas. That's Jerry Jones. You don't ever hear from McNair. All you do is Jones has his own radio show. He talks after every game.
You don't hear, and I don't know that it has anything to do with ownership at all. I don't know. But you don't hear scandals out of Dallas. Like, we have heard several scandals out of Houston. What was it, a couple weeks ago, an assistant was charged with a DWI or something, whatever. Obviously the Deshaun Watson stuff. And again, I don't know that has any reflection on the ownership at all. I don't know that has anything to do with anything. But
because they did get rid of everybody and bring in new people.
Yeah.
So to me, that's
cleaning house.
It's not as crazy. No. Believe me, McNair. He's not even the craziest owner in the state of Texas, much less than you're going to add in Irsay.
Is he the craziest owner in Houston? Does he own all the Houston teams?
No, Fertitta is.
Fertitta's the Rockets.
Rockets,
right?
McNair is the
Tillman
Texans.
Fertitta always seemed kind of normal.
Jim Crane is the Astros.
Yeah, no, I guess he is. Yeah, I guess he is the craziest of those three. Fertitta and Crane don't really.
No, Crane's mild-mannered.
Yeah, very mild-mannered. Fertitta's just a big spender.
And he's like a notch below Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Just not so.
Yeah.
You know,
he's not out there as much.
No, I will give you that.
His thing was
McNair is the craziest owner.
Papados, right? Isn't that what he owned? Fertitta?
I think so.
I think it was like Papados and Papacitas and all that stuff.
That sounds right. And that makes sense for H-Town.
Yeah, I think that's where he made his money.
Yeah.
Did you know he wrote a book, Rogers? Yeah. Apparently wrote a book. American billionaire businessman, television personality. He's the CEO of Landry's.
That's a really good restaurant.
Yeah, and I think Landry's. Landry. He was the partner in the first Landry's restaurant, Landry's Seafood, which opened in Katy.
Yes.
In '80.
Yes.
Katy in '80, Rogers.
I've been to that place.
Then helped open Willie G's Seafood and Steaks in Uptown Houston. Then became the sole owner of Landry's in '88. Took them public in '93. They were valued at $30 million. He then purchased all of the Landry stock. Then the company's value had skyrocketed to $1.7 billion. His portfolio includes the Golden Nugget Hotel and Casino, Morton's Steakhouse, Rainforest Cafe, Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, McCormick and Schmick's, which is seafood, Saltgrass Steakhouse, Claim Jumper, Chart House, the Ocean Air, Mastro's Restaurants, Grotto Restaurants, the Boathouse Restaurants, and Vic and Anthony's Steakhouse. I thought he was in the... I don't know why I thought he was in the whole Papacitas thing, but apparently not. Also, Rogers, how about this? He owns the Golden Nugget in Lake Charles. So there you go. The Golden Nugget Lake Charles was bought after Fertitta found a license and resort land for sale from the adjacent LaBerge. He built the casino, wanted to have a casino in close proximity to Houston, then built the hotel. So there you go. He was one of the original investors in the Texans. He was a partner with Bob McNair until 2008 when he sold his interest because he owned the Golden Nugget. So he couldn't be a gambler, and that may have changed now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
NFL rules state any staff member of a team cannot be associated with gambling. Both Fertitta and McNair were disappointed, as Fertitta was part of the franchise since its establishment. Fertitta, in 2003, he bought the naming rights to the Crawford boxes in Minute Maid Park, calling them the Landry's Crawford boxes. They still are that. Then in 2017, he agreed to purchase the Rockets from Leslie Alexander for $2.2 billion, which was approved in 2017. He paid for the Rockets by selling $1.4 billion worth of bonds and was competing with, I didn't know this, Rogers. Do you know who his chief competition was to buy the Rockets in 2017? He was competing with Houston native singer Beyonce.
Oh, I was going to say Mattress Mac.
Beyonce.
And lost?
She lost.
Ooh, bouncy.
He also bought the Rockets and the Toyota Center in 2017. He expressed interest in an expansion team or relocating an NHL team to Houston. He held preliminary talks with Gary Bettman, but nothing has come of that. And then he bought a special purpose acquisition company, and he got into politics. And anyway, so there you go. Tillman Fertitta. I don't know why I thought he was, as Landry's that he was in. I thought it was Papacitas Papados, but it was Landry's. Oh, those wings look good. Dang. Emerald doing some. He's got Emerald has an air fryer now, convection oven, which I love that they're called air fryers now. Like my mom had a convection oven for years. It's basically what an air fryer is, just a convection oven. Same thing. All right, we need a break, Rogers. All right, let's take a break. I know we need to get that. James said, it's a good day when Natrick Petherton is live on YouTube. Yes, it is. It is a good day, my friend. Take a break, come back. It's the Natrick Petherton Show.
Bobby L. Green Plumbing has been in business for over 6 decades, 60 plus years. That's remarkable, since technology is always shifting and times change. Not only has Bobby L. Green Plumbing survived, they adapted to the modern marketplace, and they've thrived. Green Plumbing can spot trouble faster and repair it quicker using the latest technology. That eliminates your discomfort and saves you money. Bobby L. Green, the Green Team, the plumbing team you like best.
If you're looking for the finest in seafood, the finest in steaks, and a beautiful ambiance, you're looking for Two John Steak and Seafood, 2151 Airline Drive in Bossier City. It is absolutely spectacular, from the New Orleans-style courtyard to the ambiance of the bar to the elegance of the dining room. The best steaks, the best seafood, one of the best wine lists in town, and don't forget Friday lunch, where you can have a beautiful ribeye burger, just the tastiest one in town. It's Two John Steak and Seafood, and make sure you tell Big John we said hello.
At Rejuvame, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy, giving you the energy you need for all life's challenges. We can help get your day started. 1, 2, 1, 2. We can help with those long work days, and we can even make your nights longer. Rejuvame. Let us be your age-defying clinic. Restore me, refuel me, Rejuvame.
Hi, I'm Ava Cates, Secretary of the Louisiana Workforce Commission, and I'm so excited to welcome you to the Tech Ready Louisiana program. Tech Ready Louisiana is a tool for everyone. We are pleased to partner with Coursera, an online learning platform to provide Louisianians access to over 6,000 free courses to help you navigate a tech-ready world. You can access Coursera by visiting our website or visit one of our local offices. Are you tech ready? Let's get started.
Sponsored by the Louisiana Workforce Commission.
LSUS knows you're more than a student and that you expect more from a university than the typical classroom education. You want a hands-on environment directly related to your career goals. You need student life options, safe housing, and an affordable education that gives you the tools to build the career and life you want. Let LSU Shreveport provide you with a college experience that prepares you for the next chapter, no matter what that looks like. Learn more about your KWKH Collegiate Industry Ace at lsu.edu.
Shreveport's Comic-Con GeekCon is this weekend, live at the Shreveport Convention Center. Get your tickets at shreveportgeeks.com. Meet the legendary Jay and Silent Bob.
News to the news. Jay and Silent Bob are in his house. Check it out, man. Come see us at GeekCon.
Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith will both be live in Shreveport this weekend. You can also meet stars from Disney, WWE, the MCU, Steven Universe, Doctor Who, and more. Tickets are available in person at Excalibur Comics on East 70th and Gamers XP on Shreveport Barksdale Highway. This year's GeekCon features a $2,500 cosplay contest brought to you by V1 Tech. Shreveport's Comic-Con GeekCon is this weekend. Get your tickets at shreveportgeeks.com. GeekCon is brought to you by the U.S. Army, Johnny's Pizza, Landers, and DMI. Find lineup and ticket info at geekcon.com.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard. Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun, so you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard. It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
And Doug. With Liberty Mutual, you can customize your car insurance to save hundreds. Here's what those savings sound like in dollar bills. Here's what it sounds like in quarters. And here's what that sounds like in cryptocurrency, a thing I totally understand. 1010, I am money, cha-ching, beep boop, $.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary, underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
We're your local bank in your community. So come on in and say hi. You'll like what you see at your service.
At GBT.
At your service.
At GBT.
At your service.
At GBT.
We're gonna make it right for you every day, every way. We're at your service.
At GBT.
Member FDIC.
Walk-On's athletes put everything they've got into the game. Walk-On Sports Bistro puts everything we've got into bringing you a game day with a taste of Louisiana. Catch all your teams on over 70 big screen TVs. Dig into our mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. It's all made from scratch with ingredients you can't help but crave. Walk-On Sports Bistro. We live for this.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate me. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Tiger weather now.
Well, we return to the triple-digit heat tomorrow, and that'll take us on into next week. Sunshine here today at 92. Clear tonight, 67. Sunny hot tomorrow, 101. Sunshine could see record highs on Friday up to 106. 106 on Saturday. Lots of sunshine. Richard Duettig of the Weather Channel.
KWKH and K277DO Shreveport, 103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Bossier City's home for LSU sports, a Town Square Media station.
Let's get to the meat of the matter with producer Rogers Hampton.
Hey, boy!
Here's your master of ceremonies, Patrick Netherton.
Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger. Rogers and Patrick, that's us. All right, so let's see. What do we got going on? 318 said Papa and Company. Yeah, I apparently it was the Landry stuff that Tillman Fertitta. You can go ahead and cut that off. We don't need the music. Just pop back on. Okay, yeah. No, it was just pop back on. Yeah, Papa and Company. I again, it was the Landry's, Landry's Seafood, and then worked into some fine dining places, and they kind of, got bigger and bigger. And, he took them public and then ended up buying back all of the stuff and then, became a billionaire that way. So there you go. All right, you want to reach us? You can call us at 318-320-1130, 318-320-1130, or you can text us on the Bobby L. Green Plumbing text line. That number is 318-657-0HAM, 318-657-0426. Got more injury news in the NFL. Obviously, camps, we start to see more injuries. Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver Russell Gage suffered a knee injury and will likely miss the rest of the season. Also, local kid Terrace Marshall, I was yesterday or the day before, was carted off with a knee injury or with an injury. I don't know if it was a knee, but apparently it was not expected to be anything super serious or like season ending, anything like that. So we shall see what happens there. Also, Traylon Burks, the wide receiver for the Titans, got carted off. Caught a deep pass from Ryan Tannehill. After he made the catch, his forward momentum caused him to stumble before losing his balance and somersaulting into the end zone. He got up, spiked the ball in frustration. Then the trainers came over to him, helped him off the field. He lay on the ground as they looked at his left leg. So don't know exactly what's happening there. So we'll see how that all plays out. Ravens corner Marlon Humphrey is going to have foot surgery. He's out indefinitely. So just a lot of little injuries. Obviously, the Saints have a few of those. Kendre Miller, who, funny enough, Rogers and I were at lunch yesterday, and Kendre Miller was. They were showing the TCU Texas game from last season, and obviously Kendre Miller featured in that as well. So, it's a whole thing. Let's see what else we got. Bob Huggins is enrolled in his program after his drunk driving arrest. 12-month diversion program to resolve his drunken driving arrest. Was scheduled for a formal arraignment tomorrow. The hearing was canceled last month after he was accepted into the program. Under the agreement, his 1-year probation period can be done after 6 months if he meets all conditions, including the completion of an alcohol treatment program. $2,800 in court costs and fees, $300 for the alcohol safety program, driver's license suspended for 60 days. That's where, so that's where Bob Huggins are apparently moving back into the good graces. I'll be interested to see if he coaches again. I think that's going to be kind of a fascinating thing to watch. Will we see him jump in and coach again? I don't know. No. Oh, how about that? Kurt Angle posted a video from Kurt Angle telling everyone to come out and see him at GeekCon in Shreveport. Again, if you are a Kurt Angle guy, whether as an Olympic wrestler or a WWE wrestler, Kurt Angle is only in town for Saturday. He's just Saturday. So he's one, if you're trying to get your Kurt Angle stuff or get a picture autograph with the Olympic champ and the obviously multi-time world champ with WWE, then you need to get there on Saturday. Kurt Angle is Saturday only. Kevin Smith, again, remember, has now extended his to Saturday and Sunday. You got half the View Askewniverse that's coming in with him. Be both Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith, Jay and Silent Bob. You've got Randall and Dante, Brian O'Halloran and Jeff Anderson. You've got Kevin Smith's wife and kid. His wife has been, I think both of them were in movies in the View Askewniverse. So yeah, you got all of them coming in. So it's gonna be a whole thing, man. But yeah, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So make sure that you get your tickets. Again, get your tickets early, right? Online. That's your best bet for making sure that you get in and don't have any issues. You don't have to wait in line. And by the way, one other thing that of note, the lines are going to be indoors as much as possible in this one. So it is because of how hot it's going to be. It's going to be in the hundreds on the weekend. So they're going to try not to make people wait outside. So they're going to try to make sure that the lines are indoors. So the main thing that I tell everyone when you go to GeekCon is be patient, right? Don't freak out about stuff. Everyone that works there is volunteers. Most of them are from this radio station or our radio group. So when you go to GeekCon, just have patience. Understand that this is, everyone wants to have a good time. Everyone wants to be there. The event is larger than it's ever been. We're going to take over the entire convention center. There's going to be setups in every room, every which way, panels that are going to be happening throughout the course of Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, you're going to have vendors on both floors, both vendors at the bottom floor and the second floor. So it's going to be a whole deal, man. It's going to be massive. So again, have patience. Just know everyone's doing their best. Don't get mad at people. Again, everyone working there is volunteer. Unless, of course, it's like security and cops and stuff. They're paid. But the rest of us are all volunteers. And if you see me and you want to take a picture, that's great. Don't know why, but I'll be there. I have no idea why you'd want to take a picture with me, but I'll be there wandering around, making stuff happen. 318 said, you and Rogers, are y'all friends again now? We were never not friends. See, that's the thing. Rogers and I can disagree, and he can call me a freaking idiot, but I know he doesn't mean it. He thinks I'm a freaking idiot on that particular subject, right? Like, yes, he believes Jim Irsay makes the call to start Anthony Richardson. I think that the coach makes the call. I think if the coach said, hey, I wanted to start Gardner Minshew, I think that would have been who they started. But it's a rookie coach and it's a rookie quarterback, so they know they got some leeway. So they all grow together, right? And Rodgers can go, well, no, you moron. Like, that's not what happened. Clearly, Jim Irsay came down and said, we drafted this guy in the top 5. You're going to start him. And he can call me a freaking idiot, but he's not calling me an idiot. He's calling my opinion idiotic, is basically what it amounts to. And that's fine. I don't care. You know, I mean, yeah, I said, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Trust me. Rogers and I have been together way too long to have that sort of thing get in between us. Brisket Brandon said, I have an etiquette question. I have the issue of an adult men's magazine that features Kevin Smith's wife in it. Should I bring it to GeekCon for a signature? I mean, go for it. Like, if she was in it, I'm assuming she's not ashamed of it, but I don't know. I don't know, maybe she, some of them, they do it when they're 18 and they're like, no, I shouldn't have done it. I was, made a mistake. I don't know how she feels about it. So maybe check and see if she, if there's anything online about, she was embarrassed by, or she was embarrassed by it. If you get the feeling that somewhere along the line, she's like, yeah, I did that and I shouldn't have. I was young and impressionable. Kind of the Michael Orr scenario, they signed me up for something that I shouldn't have done, kind of thing. So if that's the case, and you maybe see some stuff like that where she's like, it was a mistake, I shouldn't have done it. But if she owns it, so be it. Or how about this? Just bring it, kind of keep it wrapped up and then ask. I mean, she did it. She knows she did it. I'm sure she's been asked before. Now, here's the crazy thing. This is only her second ever convention. Ever. But just ask. The worst things they can say is, no, I'm not going to sign that. Okay. Well, then sign this picture of you from, the Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I don't think she'd get mad about it. So, and maybe she'd sign it. I don't know. I mean, it's out there. So who knows? Double J said, are you going to be ferrying around the Godfather's entourage this year? I wish. But apparently not bringing his hose for the show. The Godfather Rogers, a wrestler, and his whole shtick was he was like a pimp. And so they would bring out like 6, 7, 8 scantily clad ladies to accompany him to the ring. And they called him his hose. None of that for this one, unfortunately. No hose. Yeah. Cocky said, well, you stepped into the kiss trap. Apparently I did. I didn't realize there was a trap for me, but apparently I did. I stepped into the kiss trap. It happens. Forever Royal said, I'm on it like pine tar on George Brett's bat. Oh, he's looking for an AC unit. He's one of the folks looking for an AC unit. Yeah, if you know anyone that's got an old AC unit or one they're not using and, be willing to give up, whether that be free or on the cheap.
Those are two key.
Yeah, free or on the cheap. Let us know. We would we trying to get our boy Hambone into a window unit, or maybe a nice little indoor air conditioning unit that one of those that you vent you kind of put the hose outside to vent, that kind of thing. Trying to get Hambone cooled down a little bit at the house. Plus, if it was just Hambone, I'd just have him. If it was just Hambone, I'd just have him at my house. But he's got all the kids. Rogers, Forever Royal said, I got it. Fired up, worked, fired it up, said, started right up. So there you go. It's a window? I think it's a window unit, yeah.
We'll work on
we'll see about getting together. It's apparently only a 5,000 BTU. Yeah. You could put it in a bedroom. That'd work in a bedroom. Yeah. So I will write him back. Country Boy said, no hose, no Country Boy at GeekCon. Well, sorry, brother. I mean, Hambone might make an appearance. He's considering it anyway. We think it might be a Friday night Hambone appearance, because that's usually your slow night. It's not as many people. So there's talk of potentially a Friday night Hambone appearance at GeekCon. Maybe we'll just, because the tables won't be being used at that point, maybe we'll just put Hambone at a table and just stand him up there and be like, hey, come by. It'll be, $5 for a picture, $10 for a picture, $5 for an autograph, $10 for an autograph, whatever. You want to come see Hambone? May put him at a table, let him make a little cash. I mean, Rogers, you get to keep all of it. So,
I need it.
you get to keep all of it.
I need it.
So, there you go. All right, let's take a break. Gotta play a little Kiss, since I fell in the Kiss trap, apparently. Didn't know that was a thing. It's like that Scooby-Doo, where they it looks like a bed of leaves, then you go in and there's a pit underneath it. Yeah, Gilligan's Island, definitely. It's the Patrick Netherton Show, 11:30 The Tiger. We'll be back.
And we just can't find the sound. Just a few more hours, and I'll be right home to you. I think I hear them calling. Oh, Beth, what can I do? Beth, what can I do?
Bobby L. Green Plumbing has been in business for over 6 decades, 60 plus years. That's remarkable, since technology is always shifting and times change. Not only has Bobby L. Green Plumbing survived, they adapted to the modern marketplace, and they've thrived. Green Plumbing can spot trouble faster and repair it quicker using the latest technology. That eliminates your discomfort and saves you money. Bobby L. Green, the Green Team, the plumbing team you like best.
If you're looking for the finest in seafood, the finest in steaks, and a beautiful ambiance, you're looking for Two John's Steak and Seafood, 2151 Airline Drive in Bossier City. It is absolutely spectacular, from the New Orleans-style courtyard to the ambiance of the bar to the elegance of the dining room. The best steaks, the best seafood, one of the best wine lists in town, and don't forget Friday lunch, where you can have a beautiful ribeye burger, just the tastiest one in town. It's Two John's Steak and Seafood, and make sure you tell Big John we said hello.
At Rejuvame, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy, giving you the energy you need for all life's challenges. We can help get your day started. 1, 2, 1, 2. We can help with those long work days, and we can even make your nights longer. Rejuvame. Let us be your age-defying clinic. Restore me, refuel me, Rejuvame.
Happy 62nd birthday, Granddad.
Thanks, sweetheart.
I got you this.
A mug. Oh, thank you. What does it say? Beware, if you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of hospitalization from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
O'Reilly.
Protect your engine with Syntec Full Synthetic Motor Oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Syntec is designed for today's engines to dissipate heat and reduce friction and wear. Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $33.99, plus 2 times O Rewards points. Limits apply. Choose Syntec exclusively at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring today.
What's holding you back from learning the language you've always wanted to know?
Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's lessons take just 15 minutes a day.
15 minutes isn't long.
Nope. And they're fun. So you don't realize you're learning a language, but you are. In 3 weeks, you're able to start having conversations. And Babbel's lessons are built around real life.
And with Babbel, it isn't hard.
It's perfect.
Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate me. RejuveMeMedical.com.
We're your local bank in your community. So come on in and say hi. You'll like what you see at your service. At GBT. At your service. At GBT. At your service. At GBT. We're gonna make it right for you every day, every way. We're at your service. At GBT. At your service. GBT. Come on. We're more than a bank. We're more than a site. We're the friend you turn to when it's gotta be right. No matter how big, no matter how small, we're here to serve you and we give it our all. 'Cause we're at your service. At GBT. At your service. At GBT. We're at your service. At GBT. We're the Gibbsman Bank and Trust, and we're at your service. GBT.
Member FDIC.
103.3 FM and 1130 The Tiger. Fox Sports plays here.
Let's get to the meat of the matter with producer Rogers Hampton.
Hey, boy!
Here's your master of ceremonies, Patrick Netherton.
Shoulder and the touch of the world that is older. I turn the switch and check the number. I leave it on when in bed I slumber. I hear the rhythms of the music.
Patrick Netherton Show, 1130 The Tiger.
I hear the top beat of the DJ. Can't understand just what does he say.
Mexican radio.
I'm on a
Mexican radio. He's Hambone. I'm Patrick. Hope everyone is doing well. Rogers, the gentleman, Forever Royal, who is going to donate a AC unit to the cause, said, "I just appreciate you guys. I had a lot of help in need lately, and I just want to pass it down." You know, absolutely. That's very kind. Always, we're big on helping, and we're big on passing along the help.
Dog adopted.
Yeah, I mean, Rogers found a dog and got him adopted on the show. That's kind of how we roll. That was Skins fan, right? That adopted him. Yeah. Also, Rogers, Buffalo Bill texted in. Also, Skins fan.
Okay.
That's his nickname.
Oh wow.
Buffalo Bill, Skins fan. Yes, that's what. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got you. All right. I took you a second. I think you thought I was talking about the Buffalo Bills, but yeah.
I thought you were talking about him. Oh, what is he?
No, Buffalo Bill. It was Buffalo Bill, right? Yeah.
Skins
fan. Yeah, that's it. Skins fan. Double J said, "What's going to happen when someone asks Hambone to autograph their Abita? Twice as much.
Oh.
The price goes up." Price goes up for an autograph on a non-Budweiser product.
Oh, if I got to be in a picture with
That's right. That's right. If you want a picture with Rogers and an Abita in there and him smiling, you're going to pay double. That's going to be a $20 picture now.
That's funny.
Bruce Leroy said, "Good fundraiser for some AC." Yeah, no kidding. Let's go. Need to. Cocky said, "For Twitter theme music, maybe you can play." Rogers, what's your theme music for the new Twitter?
Oh, ZZ Top.
Which is?
I heard it on the X.
That's what Cocky just said. For Twitter theme music, maybe you can play "Heard It on the X."
I did that first day.
Already done it. That is old Hambone.
That's what I do.
That's who he is. All right. So there you go. Got all that handled, and do appreciate Forever Royal. Gonna give Hambone a little AC unit to use. Put it in a bedroom. Make sure he's cool in there. It's gonna be Rogers and 400 animals in there at the same time. Oh man. Hey, look, we've been there. We had back at my old house. We didn't have central air at my old house. It was all AC units, all window units, and so a window unit would go down, and you're like, well, we're not in that room for a while, then you got to go get at the new unit. And we had those ones that were, you needed like 5 people to carry them because they were so big and heavy. Now they've gotten better as time has progressed. They've gotten lighter and not as ridiculous. But man, those units were hard to put in because they were ones that you put in the wall, like they were legitimately had like wall, so you had to find the right size. Then you had to put it, like one time we had to just get a carpenter to come out and put it in because they had to cut a new hole and it was the whole thing.
It was the whole thing?
Yeah, it was the whole thing. HOLE, Rogers. Not WHOLE. But yes. So,
You're funny, Joe.
Sorry, I'm texting, trying to get arrangements to get this the AC unit to you, Rogers. What is this, Westport? Yeah. Like, what is this? What is the name of this street that we're on? Yeah. Okay. No, but we're just yeah. Yeah, a window unit, you can just stick it on there and close the window. Like it's not, the window units are easy. Like I could come install a window unit in an hour. Well, if it doesn't have the louvers, you'll have to just put in some insulation type stuff. You can just put towels or whatever in there just to insulate it until you can get but most of them have the little sliding, things to fit in or whatever. Ernie said, is the AC unit for Rogers Budweiser's? No, he's got a refrigerator that works. He may be sleeping in front of the refrigerator with the door open. Absolutely. But yeah, he's got a refrigerator. That's not an issue. Let's be honest. If it was keeping the Budweisers cold or keeping Rogers cold, I mean, I think we know what wins at that point. It's Rogers. Because then he'd just get ice chests and just have ice chests full of Budweiser. But yes, no, they're units for Hambone's home. He big AC unit went out, and none of us got $10,000 to be forking down on a new unit. So we're trying to get some window units in there. Kind of the great thing about having a house is you can kind of partition it. Close the rooms you're not using. And, cool the rooms that you are. So, one unit for the bedroom, one unit for the living room, and, you kind of make do. And again, I've been there, had a house that was nothing but no AC at all, no central air at all. It was just all window units. It was something. And in the summer, like this kind of summer, those poor window units never went off. Like they just ran constantly. That's the one good thing I did when I got a new AC unit back before everything kind of spiked with the prices. And I also got insulation put in the house. And that insulation, Rapolo's, our buddy Brian Rapolo, this year's chairman of the Independence Bowl, Rogers. Yeah, Brian Rapolo. His crew came out and threw insulation in the house, and it was was much nicer. Much nicer. It like now my AC unit shuts off at night because it's cool enough. Like I don't keep the house, because my mom's there, I don't keep the house at like 67. Like if I'm there by myself, that thing's 67, 68. Mom's there, so I keep it at 70. She's still a little cold, but I'm like, oh, deal with it. Like I'm not going to sweat in my own home. So we keep it at 70, and between the insulation and the new unit, like thing shuts off every so often. So it's really nice. It helps certainly. Rogers, he sent me a picture of the unit. It does have the little louvers on the outside, so it should install pretty easily. Okay. So you're good.
All right, well, that's very awesome. Man.
Yep. Sent me a picture of it. Yeah, it looks nice. Just a good unit. Just a solid window unit. Yeah, you'll find I promise you can find a place to put that thing. Yep. So there you go. Jamie G said, call the window unit company Pat's Sneaky Blinders. So I guess that's a play off of Peaky Blinders, the TV show. I never watched Peaky Blinders. It was not. I don't like shows. I don't typically like shows with like really heavy accents. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of the heavy accent shows. That's why I struggled with Game of Thrones. I enjoyed it, but there were so many characters and so many plot lines, and so many times their accents were just too heavy, and I couldn't understand them. And I hate watching TV with closed caption on. I just can't do it. I can't read and watch at the same time. I don't want. I can. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. Now, what I will do, if I'm bothering, like my mom, she's asleep, and I'm watching something late, is I'll put my AirPods in, my Apple AirPods, and because I'm on Apple TV in my room and in the living room, and I'll just boop, right there. Yeah, that works. All right, so Rogers, I feel like have we talked about any sports? It's been a weird show. It's kind of an odd show today. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little weird. Any injury update for the Saints at all, Rogers? Anything that I should know?
I didn't realize this, but apparently on August 5th, DeMario Davis had a little bit of a calf sprain, but I think he's back.
Yeah, I mean, he hadn't. They've held him out for a while, but he's a guy. As long as he can start game one, you don't care about
the
DeMario
running back
Davis.
that got hurt.
Kendra Miller
sprained. Yeah. And I think they've made 2 or 3 moves, like signed an offensive lineman, cut like a receiver. So there's a couple fluid things, but nothing that you have to go. Probably the biggest thing is apparently Tampa Bay's wide receiver Gage.
Right, we talked about that when you were out there.
And let's see, Adams is back for the Raiders. Titans Burks was carted off with an apparent leg injury.
Yeah, I actually went through that whole story that you're reading. Yeah. I went through the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you're caught up.
No,
then.
I mean, I guess so. I just didn't know if Saints had any new news.
I didn't see anything major.
Yeah, I haven't really seen anything. Yeah, apparently there was talk that the Big 12 might have brought in Gonzaga and UConn. And Brett Yormark, who is the by the way, did you see, I'm sure you didn't see any of it, but did you see any of his quotes, by the way?
Vaguely.
Well, he said he called George Kliavkoff over at the Pac-12 and apologized for taking their teams. He apparently the Big 12 had conversations with UConn and Gonzaga, but that didn't work out. And then he said that he ultimately reached out to Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff after recent expansion. Said he told the other Power 5 commissioners a year ago there would be times when they would compete and other times when they would unify. He was on John Orand, our buddy John Orand, and Andrew Marchand's podcast. Said, I still have a little bit of a knot in my stomach. I never want my gain to be someone else's loss. On the heels of not just Colorado, but of all 4 corner schools coming, I texted Kliavkoff, reached out to him. He and I spoke last week, and effectively I said, I'm sorry it came down to this, and I'm sorry I put you in a tough position, but this was something we had to do, and I'm sorry that my gain is your loss. And we had a very collegial conversation. He was fantastic. So there you go. Apparently, Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark reached out to Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff and was like, hey, man, sorry I took your teams. Love ya. Mean it. Enjoy your Pac-4. So, yeah, that's interesting. I honestly, I mean, I knew the commissioners would know each other and have relationships with each other, especially at that level, the Power 5 level. Sankey knows Petiti, and they know Yormark. They all know each other, right? They're all I don't say friends, but they all are acquaintances. But I'm actually surprised that there was that he called at any point after the fact or otherwise to talk to George Kliavkoff. So yeah, I don't know. All right. So there you go. We got all the news you want on Kiss's members' real names, Tillman Fertitta's business interests, the head coach of the UCLA women's volleyball team. Rogers, we're just we're crossing off all kind of demographics here on the Patrick Netherton Show. That's what we do. It's how we roll. Oh, there's a Budweiser Bud Light commercial, Rogers. Here's to the 65,000 Americans that bring our beer to life, Anheuser-Busch. And here's the ham bone for drinking all of it. All right, we'll take a break. Come back to the Patrick Netherton Show.
Hope they never